Hello everyone, welcome to Sairam Classes English 1 to 3. Today we are here with the questions of the age of Romanticism. So here we will discuss 10 important questions belongs to the Romantic literature or Romantic age you can say. So proceed to the question now. The phrase fearful symmetry appears in the phrase fearful symmetry appears in London. Option B, a poison tree. Option C, chimney sweepers. Option D, the tiger. The correct answer of this is the tiger. The answer is the tiger. So we can say that fearful symmetry. It is a phrase, and from which poem it belongs to? It belongs to the poem of William Blake. William Blake's. The name of the poem is The Tiger. The answer is Tiger, written by William Blake. So now proceed to the second question. Our second question is, who among the following is the major critic of Shakespeare in the 20th century? Who among the following is the major critic of Shakespeare in the 20th century? Options are Edmund Gosse, A.C. Bradley, C. Gilbert Murray, D. Frank Kermode. So here the correct answer is A.C. Bradley. That is B1. The answer is A.C. Bradley. Do you know the full name of A.C. Bradley? That is Andrew Cecil Bradley. Bradley. The name of A.C. Bradley is Andrew Cecil. Cecil Bradley. And he was born in 1851 and died in 1935. So here we have more information about A.C. Bradley. He was born in 1851 and died in 1935. He was an English literary scholar and he is best remembered for his works on Shakespeare. The famous work is on Shakespeare, and the name of that work is Shakespearean Tragedy. The name of that is Shakespearean Tragedy. Shakespearean Tragedy. It is written in 1904, and he was not praised only for penetrating analysis but also for its lucid prose style, and he is recognized as a classic of modern Shakespearean criticism. So here you can see that by one question we have a lot of information about A.C. Bradley. Now proceed to the next question, the 2 April mornings. And this is a poem. This poem is written by, as you can see the option here, the 2 April mornings is a poem written by William Wordsworth. Third option, C1, that is C1, William Wordsworth. That is the correct option. And this poem is very simple but very beautiful. In this poem, the loss of a dear child. You can say in this poem, the loss of a dear child has been expressed with pain and sorrow. And the entire atmosphere of this poem is dominated by the tragic reality of death. The tragic reality of death. Clear? So now we will know about the next question, and that is, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. It is a very famous line, and this question is almost asked in each and every competitive exam. In you can say this question you can see in every competitive exam, and this is very easy one. The options are Ode to Autumn, Ode to Psyche, Endymion, and La Belle Dame Sans Mercy. So the correct answer is, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Sorry. The thing of beauty is a joy forever. The answer is Endymion. Endymion. And it is a poem. Endymion is a poem written by John Keats. It is a poem written by John Keats. And this poem is first published in 1818. And this poem, you can say, begins with the line, a thing of the beauty is a joy forever. This is a introductory line of this poem. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. It is written in rhyming couplets. It is written in rhyming couplets and in iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter. Clear? And this rhyming couplet in iambic pentameter is also known as heroic couplet. The other name of this rhyming couplet in iambic pentameter is heroic couplets. Now, our question number 5. The line, poets are the unacknowledged legislator of the world. So, where you will see this line? This line is written by option A is correct, B.B. Shelley. And where he has written this line? He has written this line in his essay. The name of the essay is A Defense of Poetry. A Defense of Poetry. And in this essay, B.B. Shelley claims that poets are the unacknowledged legislator of the world. Our next question is, the correct order of the publication of these works is. Here you can see 4 option, and in each and every option 4 works are there. 4 works are given there. So first of all, before arrange them in a correct order, in a proper order, you should know about their publication year, the publication year of these works. So first of all, we will know about the publication year, and the option is, according to that option, B will be the correct one. An Evening Walk. It is written in 1793 and it was revised in 1794. Second option is Lyrical Ballad. It was written in 1798. Then we will proceed to the poem, The Exertion. It is a long poem written by William Wordsworth. All these works are written by William Wordsworth. The Exertion is a long poem and it came in 1814. And the last one is Prelude. The year in which Prelude was published, it was 1850. Though it was written in 1805, but it was published in 1850. Question number 7. Which of the following is not a work by William Blake? Option A, Songs of Innocence, The Marriage of Heaven and Hell, Vision of the Daughters of Albion, and D, Castle of Indolence. Sorry, it was misprint. That is Castle of Indolence. So correct answer is D, Castle of Indolence. And it is a poem composed by James Thomson. It is a poem composed by James Thomson in 18th century, in 1748. The poem is composed in Spanish stanza at a time when they were considered outdated, and initiated an interest at the stanza from which would later have a strong influence upon the English Romantic poets Lord Byron, William Wordsworth, and John Keats. Next question is Dejection. An ode is written by, and I think this is very easy question. The correct answer of this is S.T. Coleridge. The correct answer of this is S.T. Coleridge. S.T. Coleridge, and the name of S.T. Coleridge, as you all know, his full name was Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. He has written this poem, or you can say that composed this poem in 1802. This poem is in its original form, and it was written to Sarah Hutchinson. In its original form, this poem was written to Sarah Hutchinson. Sarah Hutchinson. And now there's a question raised in your mind: who was Sarah Hutchinson? Sarah Hutchinson was a woman who was not his wife, but he discussed his feelings of love for her. But in the published edition, the personal feeling and mention of Hutchinson was removed from there. The long, odd stanzas of Dejection are metered in iambic lines ranging in length from trimeter to pentameter. The rhyme schemes alternate between bracketed scheme, and that is A, B, B, A, and couplets. Couplets, that is CC, with occasional exception. So here also we have a lot of information about Dejection and ode. As I've told you that originally it was written to Sarah Hutchinson, who was not his wife, but she's like a lover to him, and he discusses feelings of love for her. But when it was published, the personal feeling and mention of Hutchinson was removed from the poem. Clear? So, our next question is Table Talk. Table Talk is a collection of essays by, options are Charles Lamb, Thomas De Quincey, C. Thomas More, D. William Hazlitt. So answer is option D, William Hazlitt. Option is D, William Hazlitt. William Hazlitt, he has written Table Talk, and it is a collection of essays. Table Talk is a, you can say Table Talk is a collection of essays by the cultural critic and social commentator William Hazlitt. He was not only a writer, he was a cultural critic and social commentator. The poem was the essay was originally published as 2 volumes, the first of which appeared in April 1821, and the essay deals with topics such as art, literature, and philosophy. Clear? This deals with, and the next question is the phrase negative capability. The negative capability, it was almost asked in every other, you can say in each and every exam, you can see this question, the phrase negative capability, and this term is associated with John Keats. This is associated with John Keats, and I think you will you know it very well that it was first coined by Keats, and it is used to refer the ability that humans have to transcend and think beyond the way that humans are conditioned to think. Keats used in one instance where he was criticizing Coleridge, who, is, who, in the opinion of Keats, wrote his poetry in order to search for truth and as a result missed out on duty and its elevating effects. So here the now the questions are over. Now the questions are over, and you can see that these are the questions which we have discussed, but though they are the only 10 questions, but as we have done discussion of these 10 questions, so you can say that you have got more and more information about each and every question, and each and every writer belong to these questions. So if you like the video or you are new to our channel, then please like and subscribe. Thank you.